performance, the shutout, the 18 shots, just every part of it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question. And I said this before, it's not about my first victory. It's about these 3 points that are very valuable for the team, for the club. The players deserve every single part of the victory. And I felt that they did an amazing job. They worked very hard the last 2 weeks. And this is the reward for them. At the same time, it's a reward for the fans, which I really like, the connection we create with them. They were cheering for us in every single moment, and that's very, very important for me.
And the decision to play a false nine, what went into that, and how do you think the team executed it?
Very good. Actually, we tried to say that it was actually 2 false nines because Marcelino played more as a 10, and then we tried to create that hesitation with Luis and Bark almost had 2 nines, but on the outside, in between the lines. My worry was that maybe we didn't have enough numbers inside the box, so that was the only question that I had before the game is we're going to create chances, but then are we going to have enough presence inside the box? And I felt that at times we missed a little bit of that, but many other times we were combining very well, and the possession was very good. It was the type of possession that I want, which is playing forward, breaking lines, and trying to create chances. So I'm very pleased with the way they apply all the tactics.
And last one for me. On Wednesday, you talked about primary assist zones. I'm curious if any of tonight's goals came from some of those assist zones that y'all worked on in training the past 2 years.
Well, not really, not really. I felt that we created a couple chances. The second half, Bello had a 1v1 there, even Barco won, and also Lennon had almost a 1v1 on the goalkeeper there too. So a couple half chances, I would say, but the goals came out of set pieces, which I'm very proud because the assistants take that as their baby. And I'm very happy for them because they work very hard and they did a great job on set pieces. And after that, the fantastic goal that Barco scored a little bit in transition, dribbling 3 players and they're scoring a great goal. A reward for Barco because I felt that not just the offensive part, but the defensive part was great. You saw around the 90th minute how he came on the side and went on the ground to block a pass. It was fantastic, and that tells me a lot of where is Barco mentally and physically with the team.
Gonzalo,
Yeah. Gracias.
you mentioned earlier this week that getting behind the defense was important. That's something that Atlanta has honestly struggled with over the last few months. Barco was pretty intentional at doing that. Was that part of the plan? Was just him being direct and running behind those 2 central defenders? Was that part of the game plan?
That was part of the game plan. Obviously, sometimes the game presents itself differently than what we planned. But it was the idea not just with Barco, but with Luis and with Lennon and with Jake Mulroney and then with Bello. So the attacking players, even Marcelino, he did a couple runs there. So the idea was to create hesitation on who jumps on who. So if the fullback jumps on, the left back jumps on Bello, then the run from Barco is in behind. And then the center back may not have a good reference on following him, or maybe Marcelino in between the lines. So that is the idea, always create counter movements to either receive in between the lines or getting in behind the back line, and that's always the idea.
It was effective. I mean, Orlando looked very confused, I mean, just to be blunt. Were you surprised, or were you perhaps expecting that sort of reaction from their back line? They really didn't know who to follow and who to mark.
Well, sometimes I like to create tactics where I don't have the answers for. So I like that. So sometimes I said, okay, if I'm in that situation, what I would do, and sometimes I don't know. I said, okay, whatever they do is we have the chance here. And my job as a coach is just to give them those ideas to the players. And then they have to face it in the training sessions. They have to apply it in the training sessions. And then hopefully it presents the same in the game. This time it happened. Sometimes won't, because that's a game. That's part of the game. But part of why I'm very happy about the victory is because of the opponent. So the opponent is the one gives more credit to the 3 points than others. And Orlando is a fantastic team. I have a lot of respect for Oscar Pareja and his coaching staff. And for the team, I think it's a great team full of good players, quality players, and experienced players. And that's why this victory means more to all of us.
And then finally, I mean, you had 2 weeks to get to this point. It was evident that the work was done, that there from the players. How do you keep this going? I mean, this is a team that has put in some good performances followed by inconsistency. How do you keep this from perhaps derailing? You have 3 home games, so that might help.
Yes, so part of that is the message. So I just told them that it's a great victory. We celebrate, we certainly celebrate very, very good. But from tomorrow, day off, they have to recover. And from Sunday, we're working on Cincinnati. And we are planning everything, every little aspect, as if we didn't win this game, as if it is life or death against Cincinnati. And that's the mentality I want our players have. Obviously, we will have now Joseph, and we will have Ronald, and we will have Miles. And yes, we lost Sosa because of the yellow card, but I think we're going to be prepared for Cincinnati.
Gonzalo, George Campbell scored his first MLS goal of his career. What have you seen from him since you've come here to Atlanta, and just comment of how he played today?
I can see a center back with tremendous potential. He's a center back that physically is gifted. His aggression when he presses in between the lines was fantastic today. So I was pleased with his performance before he scored the goal. So he did a couple tackles on the ground, and he regained a couple important balls in transition that help us to continue the attacking. And I'm very happy with his performance. I think part of what we worked last week was the defensive shape and how we have to get rid of the man marking and all of that. We need to mark zonally, but the moments where we engage a player, we have to do it aggressively. And he did that. And I'm very happy for his first goal. His teammates were very, very happy for his first goal, and that makes me even more happy because he's a team guy, and the players love him.
Was he coming up for the corner kick? Is that why he was that far up the field? Because they took the kick, the corner, really, really quickly.
Yes, so yeah, that was part of it. We part of the plan on set pieces was to do 2v1s as many times as possible. We detected that Orlando only sent one guy there, and so the assistants said that to me, and we encouraged them to play 2v1s many times because we have skillful players there, Marcelino and Sosa, Marcelino and Barco, and then Luis Araujo too on the other side. And credit to Campbell, he just sprint forward and read the play fantastically and saw the gap in between their defenders, and he just attacked the ball in a very, very good way, which is typical from Campbell. He's very aggressive, and I like that aggression from all of our players.
Was the first win against Orlando, I believe 6 or 7 tries. What did you make of the team's preparation leading up to the match? Do you feel that it was amped up knowing that they had something to prove against Orlando, which, as you mentioned, has had a very good season?
Yeah, so the test was for us, and credit to the players when we start to prepare the game and we start to try to face what we were facing today on the training sessions. I felt that sometimes they felt uncomfortable, and then they solve some tactical things on their own, and that's where I'm very happy. Sometimes we as coaches, we need to pay attention to the solutions that the players provide to us, not us always providing the solutions. And I love to analyze the training sessions because we can see certain behaviors from them that we can continue in the game plan, and then they did it fantastically today.
Coach Luis seemed to play with a lot of hunger and a lot of passion, and we know he wanted to score a goal tonight. How would you evaluate his performance tonight?
It was great. I feel that at times Luis is starting again to adapting to the league, to his teammates, to the opponents, to the pace of the league, even the turf. I mean, it should be things and little nuances that still we are not seeing his maximum potential. But what we saw today was a very dangerous player, attacking player that sometimes when he even doesn't touch the ball, he creates many gaps for his teammates. And that's what I love about Luis, that he's always on the move and he's always trying to go for a goal. Today was a fantastic shot that we just saw together on Instagram, on his Instagram, the replay, and he was frustrated because it didn't go in. But I said, it's coming, and when he scores the first one, I'm sure many more are coming.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah,
We'll go to Doug and then Danilo. Yeah.
can you give us an update on Sadic's injury, and did Mulroney have to leave because of an injury, or did you just want to get Bello into the game?
Which one? The first one,
Six.
Amar.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had a little bit of an issue over the week, and we prefer to be cautious with him.
Okay.
And so we are gonna see how he is in the next week, and then we will see if he's for Cincinnati or DC. The other one, it was Jake. He's coming back from an injury. We said that he's coming back, and it's not easy to play 90 minutes at high intensity, and especially against a very good opponent like Orlando. It's very important that we are physical, that we have the intensity that we need. So it was already planned, part of the plan, to sub him at certain point where we start to see that his intensity start to drop down a little bit. I think he could have played a couple more minutes. We already discussed that in the locker room, but I felt that it was important that we continue the intensity on the left side, and Bello gave us many good sprints and many good attacking movements in the final third. A couple of sides which we need to reflect on those movements to be more consistent, but he had a very good game too.
And last one for me, you scored 3 goals, the team looked like a much different team than a few months ago, and you did it without Joseph. Now you bring Joseph back. How do you kind of add him into this false nine, if you even use the false nine again?
Well, we have to see. We have to see. Joseph is a great player. He's part of my team, and he's a fantastic player. He is international player. He plays for Venezuela, and no reason why not putting him on the field. I mean, we have to create, again, seeing the tactics with what we have on the field, and then try to make the next plan. Not every game, the game plan is going to work out, because the opposition does a good job. They read well, they adjust, and that's where the challenges will come. And I want to see the reaction from my players when it's not exactly as we design, as we planned. But I really think that Joseph is going to help even more the team when he's integrated with Barco and Marcelino and Luis Araujo in those attacking movements. I think we are going to look more dangerous.
Gonzalo, buenas. Felicidades por el triunfo.
Gracias.
Hoy vi a un Ezequiel Barco muy participativo, las peleó de todas y tuvo su recompensa, el gol, que es lo importante. ¿Eso fue parte de las instrucciones que tú le diste que hiciera en el terreno de juego?
Ha sido parte del mensaje para todos, no solo Ezequiel. Sí creo que él fue destacado en eso, en el esfuerzo, en la lucha. Lo que decía hace unos momentos, casi cerca del minuto 90, viene a barrer en una jugada ganando 2-0 y viene a barrerse para evitar un pase. Eso a mí me indica que está comprometido con el equipo, que quiere demostrar, y al final tuvo su recompensa con el fantástico gol que mete. Es un premio a su esfuerzo y ojalá que continúe así, pero no me gustaría solo resaltarlo a él. Creo que todos, algo que me pone muy orgulloso es haber tenido el arco en cero, y eso es trabajo también de los atacantes, porque tener la pelota ayuda a que no te ataquen mucho, pero obviamente nuestros defensas, Alan Franco, George Campbell, Alex de Jong, cuando lo necesitamos, Anton Walks, hicieron un gran partido. Gusan liderando desde atrás, Sosa, que hizo un extraordinario partido, Rossetto. Creo que fue un partido muy completo de todo el equipo, y me es difícil destacar a uno más que otro, pero creo que en general todos están entendiendo esa idea de que juntos somos mejores y que todos tenemos que poner el trabajo dentro de la cancha.
Quiero preguntarte acerca del arbitraje. Vi que tuviste un roce con el cuarto árbitro por ahí, obviamente con mucha razón. El Barco recibió 1, 2, 3, 4 faltas y no las marcaba. ¿Qué me puedes decir de eso?
No, los árbitros son mis amigos. Soy muy emocional y soy muy... de repente se me va un poco las manos arriba, que tengo que calmarme, pero nunca hablaré mal de los árbitros. Creo que tienen un trabajo muy difícil, pero obviamente al calor de las pasiones en los partidos uno está en la banca y ve que alguna jugada a lo mejor no es como uno pensaba y reclamamos, pero en realidad tengo una gran relación con todos los árbitros. Con el cuarto árbitro, Niam, estaba comunicándome simplemente, pero no hubo ningún tipo de roce, al contrario, estábamos dialogando en algunas situaciones, pero considero que los árbitros son mis amigos.
Last one, Felipe.
Gonzalo, experimentar tácticamente termina siendo un riesgo siempre, ¿no? Cuando uno tiene su sistema fijo y los jugadores saben cómo jugar, al experimentar, uno nunca sabe, como usted dijo, no sabe cuál va a ser la respuesta. ¿Cuán importante es para el cuerpo técnico saber que al no tener a un delantero como Joseph, opciones. Hay una formación, un sistema nuevo que se puede implementar y que resultan 3 puntos.
Sí, fíjate que es muy interesante tu pregunta, Felipe, porque es así, siempre el cambiar la formación queda cierta incertidumbre de no saber qué esperar. Te lo decía hace unos momentos que yo tenía el miedo de que de repente no tuviéramos suficientes hombres dentro del área cuando generáramos ocasiones y esa incertidumbre es parte de lo emocionante de los partidos y de estar en la banca expectante por qué va a pasar. Creo que siempre todas las formaciones tácticas pasan por los jugadores y por las características de los jugadores que tenga yo disponibles es como organizaremos al equipo. Cuando yo tenga el equipo completo y tenga más consistencia, que no haya suspendidos, que no haya internacionales, sí me encantaría tener ya un sistema base y no cambiarlo tanto, especialmente al llegar a la última fase del torneo. Algo que he aprendido de Brian es esa consistencia en las alineaciones en los últimos partidos para crear esa confianza en un sistema de parte de los jugadores. Entonces espero que pronto pueda tener a la gran mayoría de mis jugadores disponibles cada 8 días o cada 3 días que juguemos para poder tener cierta consistencia, pero hoy en día no la hemos tenido y hemos tenido que ajustar. Y una vez más, crédito para mis asistentes, para todo el staff que han hecho un trabajo extraordinario y estoy muy orgulloso de lo que han hecho todos como equipo.
All right, thanks everyone. That'll conclude Gonzalo's part. We'll have George, Campbell, and Pineda for the second row up next.
Thank you very much.